Hi everyone, it's QuickyBaby and welcome back to World of Tanks, and specifically welcome back to my playing series where I play live for YouTube without the benefit of cherry picking games. Today I'm going to be playing the best tier 8 medium in the game, so without further ado, what is it? Oh, is it any surprise? It's the Bourrasque with not only the best win ratio, nearly 54%, but also the best win rate difference as well at 1.3. So, the Bourrasque, why is it so good inside World of Tanks? Well, the Bourrasque is really good because it's got a fabulous 105mm with only 2 seconds intra-clip reload. So, accordingly, you can dump out 720 damage in 2 seconds. That's why this vehicle is super powerful. So, do not adjust your set. I'm playing the Miele today instead of the Bourrasque because I have my better equipment on this tank. And also, I've 3-marked the Bourrasque, but I haven't even got an ace tanker on the Miele. So hopefully we can manage to pull off some magic today. Or maybe not, you know. This is a notoriously hard tank to 3-mark because it's so good. So the outputs that this tank is making are exceptional. And whenever people are playing a tank a lot, and it's a very good vehicle, that makes it very hard to get an ace or even to 3-mark. So I have 2 builds for my Bourrasque. One is going to be with vert stabs and a rotation device and vents. This gives this vehicle just incredible gun handling on the move, incredible gun handling to prevent the reticle from blooming out, which allows you to deliver shots very accurately. This vehicle has quite poor accuracy at 0.42, so that is a little bit rough, but when you can just dump in shots like this, I mean, oh my lord. A lot of people would like to use an aiming device for their combat build on the Bourrasque. Personally, for me, though, I prefer to have just this double stacking of the gun handling because of what I said about the tank's bloom after firing. The bloom after firing on this tank is 4. That's a hidden statistic that you won't see unless you go onto websites like TanksGG, for example. And that value is massively reduced right now by the vert stabs and the rotation device. So that is what we're going to be doing. So unfortunately the Indian Panzer has gone into the window there, which is going to make it tricky for me to be able to go, but then again looks like somebody else managed to get hit. Gotta be a little bit careful here in this position. I'm not sure the SU was shooting at me. I think he was shooting at someone else even. And oh no! Hurry! I guess I better drop back. That's the only problem with this damage build that you see that I'm using right now, is that I don't actually have the best of spotting. My second build on this tank that I used when I was 3-marking this vehicle would be with vents with an exhaust and a vision system. And that's because the Bourrasque doesn't really need to use coated optics. If you have a good crew, if you use a premium consumable, you will have no problem of having all of the view range that you need, but none of the gun depression that you need, apparently. That was a poor play by me. I should have been able to catch the Basante there, but I didn't. I wonder if anyone else is going to come and try and have a go at me. If I wedge myself here on this slope, I can still catch him, but he's out of there, and it looks like this game is actually ending fairly quickly too. Whoa, look at that SU. Cheeky at the back. We're not going to be able to get a shot into him. Well, not the best of games so far. I've managed to put in 3 shots and do a little bit of spotting, but it's definitely nothing special for the Bourrasque so far. What I think I'll do is I'll try and hunt these medium tanks in the center, and then I can hopefully extend the view range for my team later on. Got to watch out for this Lorraine. He is down to being a 2-shot for me, but that T-49 that we shot earlier on in the game might be about to get a huge amount of revenge, and he's using the derp gun. And that derp gun will remove me from this battle instantaneously. But oh no, I overshot the slope there. I didn't manage to get the shot on the move at the T-49, but hopefully we can manage to get the shot in here. Lorraine's actually aiming at me, so I'm going to aim at the Lorraine. I think actually T-49 aiming at me now, so I'll finish off the T-49 instead. But hopefully that isn't a misplay with the Lorraine right now. I am not using my exhaust build, so that means that I don't really have the camo rating to avoid this Lorraine from spotting me, but I feel like I've got to try and progress, so I'm going to just try and slinky my way up the slope. And because of the great reload of this tank, we can reload again and dump him. And just look at that gun handling. It's crazy. Absolutely crazy. And the fact that you can get that second shot in so accurately after the first. You know what, why would I go up here? Now that I got rid of the 2 tanks in the center, why don't I just go down and around and then approach from like this angle instead? That'll be by far the more sensible way to do it. So the enemy team is melting right now, and this is where playing a Bourrasque is great, because you have more than enough speed to go and clean up. The only downside to this vehicle is its damage per minute isn't great, so outside of that 2-round burst, that kind of like sustained after the 2-round burst is not great. However, the thing is that if you can deliver those 2 shells before your opponents are able to react, that's what makes this tank just so strong. That is what has made this vehicle absolutely awesome. It's like the reason why the VZ55 was so great, and don't get me wrong, the VZ55, it's still pretty good, but why the VZ55 was just that revolutionary heavy inside the game. And that is because of that 2-second intra-click reload that it had. 2 seconds means that you can hit your opponents before, say, their 6th sense goes off. But then again, they're going to know they've been spotted most likely. Without their 6th sense, if they've taken that first shot. That wasn't good. Hopefully I'm going to be able to get this guy's side before I die here. But also, usually that 2-second window is within, should we say, our opponent's reaction time. So you getting 2 shots in before they manage to react to the scenario means that you can deal 720 damage and then get away scot-free. And that's just what's so powerful about this tank. So good start for this vehicle. That's like, what, roughly about 4,600 combined. And that is just the Bourrasque in a nutshell. This thing just absolutely pumps it out. Absolutely pumps it out. 1,200 base experience is a 2nd class, meaning that 20% of players have done better than that in the last week. And we didn't fire any gold rounds there, so we make a cool 143,000 credits. But some of that was for a 50k credit boost. So still a cool 100k, nice and chill. This vehicle does do a lot better with gold rounds. And luckily, my Batchat crew is so experienced that I even managed to get intuition on this vehicle. However, let me clarify, intuition is very expensive to have on this tank because I believe it has 2 crew members that are loaders out of the 3. So you're having to waste 2 slots on 2 crew members. The ideal intuition crew is where they've got a dedicated loader and then you only have to waste 1 crew skill on a larger crew, right? Okay, so on this map, we're going to mix it up a little bit. We're not going to go for the gun handling. We're going to go for the vision system exhaust. That's what we're going to do. And the reason why we're going to do that is because of the bushes. The bushes on this map. It's a very bushy map. So there's multiple ways that I could play this map. I could literally try and just drive in towards the center and try and get the spotting there. But I think what I want to do is try to win the north. I think if I win the north, that'll be the best for my team. There are some scary tanks on the enemy team, though. ELC even 90 could very easily just go and sit up in the bush line here. And while I will have really good camo on the Bourrasque, this thing's got a base camo of 14.48 while moving. That's tremendous. And 19.27 when stationary. You can get the camo rating of this vehicle up to mid-40s. Alright, so I've spotted the ELC even 90. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to take a bit of a risk. Now, if the TVP's over here, I'm going to cry. But if the TVP isn't over here, I'm going to be happy. I'm actually going to take a little chancy shot there, and I'm going to miss, and I'm going to be upset. Nearly took a shot from the Conqueror there. I'm actually going to reload. And this Scorpion, they're not going to be able to do anything here. They're not going to be able to do anything at all. I wonder if that A Phase 1 managed to catch me. Probably not. As long as I just sit in this bush, there's no way that Scorpion's going to spot me. The only tanks that are going to see me here is vision-based tanks. The IS-7 doesn't even see me as he's driving across there. That's how crazy this thing's camo rating is. The IS-7 literally oblivious to me. I'm going to switch to gold here because if I can get some shots into this IS-7, it'll be huge. I don't think that they're going to reverse out into the open for me right now. Okay, that's the guy who I really want. So I want him to blind fire. Oh no, it's so greedy of me, and the Nomad was pre-aimed. You know what, I probably should have just taken 1 shot and then just got out, and then I could have been able to get him in the second mag. That was ugly, boys and girls, that was ugly. There goes all of my hit points, literally all of them. Now I'm a 1-shot for the rest of the game. And also, unfortunately, the Scorpion now knows where I am. But hello, what's this? Are you gonna come and try and shoot me? He didn't even, well, he did see me there. I wonder if this IS-7's going to reverse and try to come after me. He might do. I don't think he's actually thinking about it. Okay, I don't think I'm spotted any longer. Scorpion's up there, trying to have a go at me. I've only got 1 shot. As you can see, the gun handling on this tank is so much worse without the rotation device and the vert stabs. So that was what was a little bit horrible there. I'm kind of worried that this Conqueror is just going to come around the corner and shoot at me now. I think I should probably go back up into this bush and just chill here for a second. The bush should keep me calm. There's that IS-7 trying to look for me, but again, he can't see me even at 300 meters. Wild. I can't pen the side of his turret, and I'm not going to just take a chance. The guy's hull. Wonder if he's going to blind fire me here. Oh, I got him again. Hopefully the Nomad, aka the Charioteer, doesn't catch me with another gold round. And we're just slowly trying to chunk down the Scorpion. And he's run away. The Scorpion's run away. So that's what I wanted. What I wanted to do was to win this high ground. Because now that I've won the high ground, it means that I'll be able to get shots here. And that Scorpion is most likely not long left for this world. There we go. He's out of here. Kind of unnecessary to fire all of the gold there, but we're under pressure and we don't know exactly what we're going to be engaging next. I probably should be reloading a little bit more often right now in this tank. I'm kind of just not. Let's go for it again. Okay, here's what's really crazy about this vehicle. Remember what I said about the camo rating on this tank? I should be able to just drive straight across here, and I don't think the Nomad will see me there. I don't think this Nomad will see me. I don't think he'll go back into the bush. I'm going to take a risk. This is either going to be an amazing play or it's going to be an awful play. Let's find out what it's going to be. Oh, there's a CS-53 there. It's an awful play. It's an awful play. I did not think there was a CS-53 there. Oh, hopefully the CS-53 doesn't see me. He does. I'm down. It was not right. It was not right, boys and girls. It was not right. It was so cheeky. And you know what? It's super greedy. I could have just chilled up there and been absolutely fine. It looks like my team is winning the southern flank. And all that me and the Lanson did is we just went full idiot greed. And now we've just opened up the northern flank for the enemy team. It's just a bad decision. I was super greedy. I think I would have made it here if the CS-53 wasn't there. But that was like the only piece in the puzzle that I didn't consider, and he was over in that bush location. So a big misplay by me, and I only get 1,700 combined. Greedy play by me. I could have easily just chilled, and if my team hadn't won the South, we could have played later on. So those two significant mistakes cost me dearly. We have a very mediocre game for the Bourrasque, and I fired 6 gold rounds there, so we barely made a profit. Okay, maybe we can do better next time. That map's always a tricky one to be aggressive on, unless you can manage to be ultra sneaky. Talking about ultra sneaky, I'm on Redshire, so once again, we're going to go for the Vision System exhaust build here. It's really interesting how different this vehicle feels with two different sets of equipment. One being kind of like this, almost pseudo-light tank. And that's one of the main strengths of the Bourrasque, if any of you do manage to get your hands on this vehicle. And that is that on a map like Malinovka or Prokhorovka, you've got two builds. Make them diverse for a reason so you can target different maps and adjust your playstyle accordingly. But if, for example, you end up on a Malinovka or Prokhorovka and there's no light tanks, you're kind of just as good as a light tank. And on those maps, which are light map centric, you will just do absolutely fabulously on. Okay, so on Redshire here, I would have preferred to spawn on the other side. I think if I'd spawned on the other side, I would have gone and tried to work the bush line in towards the center. Instead, what I'm going to do is I'm trying to get forwards. I'm going to try and get that M41 Bulldog out as quickly as possible. I do keep 2 HE rounds on this tank, but whether they're going to go in or not reliably, I usually like to have them as a bit of a flex situation there. All right, Mr. Lunson, give you one taste. You stop instead of going forwards, which makes the second taste even easier. And man, just this tank, first to the front line, reloaded with its dangerous autoloader, and that's just all it takes. Oh, that's quite scary though, an AAT-60 here. If he rushes me, I'm going to be in a sorry state. In fact, I'm going to have to drop back right now, because if the T-54 Mod 1 reaches here, which he undoubtedly will, I just can't see it. I don't have a good gun line at the back. I don't think that I'm going to be holding that position very well. So instead, what I think I'm going to have to do is just try and skulk around here, try and get this T-28 some momentum, and see how many of their heavy tanks go down towards the south. But considering they got a BZ-176, that could end up being quite tricky. So it looks like this Indian Panzer shouldn't be firing, and unfortunately I shouldn't be near an Indian Panzer that's unpainted that's firing. And so he gets spotted while I'm trying to get up here, see if I can get some cheeky spots out, see if I can try and harass This ridgeline's quite dangerous. If that AAT-60 manages to poke up, he's going to spot me. And if that bulldog's in the center in the bushes as well, he could spot me as well. All in all, I'm not even sure if this position's really going to be that beneficial. You've always got to try and think about kind of like the risk-reward of positions. And wow, there he is. There's the bulldog. Hopefully my team on the side will be able to get him, and the T-54 won't get me through the windows. And oh yes, that's just amazing. Oh, boys and girls, that is what you want. So now I am the light tank. I am the light tank. Now it's going to be incredibly hard for my opponents to dig me out unless I make like a truly catastrophic mistake. And that will allow me to catch my shots. Am I going to get hit in the side for firing that shot? I got lucky. I bounced an S1 shell, or maybe it just hit my gun and missed my tracks. I've got to try and get this AAT-60 out, though. If I can get the AAT-60 out, it's going to allow me to snowball. And here you can see how the Bourrasque just dictates when the engagements happen, right? That's what's oh so powerful about this vehicle, is that you can dictate when the engagements happen. And so, hello, Mr. Lanson. Unfortunately, I get spotted again. No! Come on! Why are they all rushing that position? Q. Oh, well. Just one tank after another just kept rushing there, and because they've got TDs in the center. Oh, it's so frustrating. If those two hadn't caught me there, if they hadn't caught me there, then I would have been able to go on to catch all of the vehicles in the center. It was literally the last two mediums left on the game. If only I'd made it away. With only like 100 hit points or something, we could have had a real fun one in the latter part of this game. I definitely haven't used this position very much, and I did notice that the ridgeline just blocks your vision on the other side. So poking here is good if they're sitting here, or if they're sitting here, or maybe to try to get some tanks towards the center. But that ridgeline, the way that they can just progress up, it just means that it's almost like proxy spotting, which is awkward. Ah, darn it. Another bad game. Only 3,100 combined on Redshire. I really feel like this one could have been amazing afterwards. And that's where the Bourrasque comes alive, especially with the spotting build, is the late game. When there are less medium tanks, less light tanks on the battlefield. They've got more, they're spread out. There are less vehicles on the battlefield altogether. That gives you more room to play around with, and light tanks and medium tanks with great camo and great view range like the Bourrasque come alive towards the latter part of the game, where they have more room to breathe, more room to play. Unfortunately, I didn't get into that part of the battle. And you know what the worst thing about sucking out is? Yeah, having to sit here for 15 minutes waiting for the vehicle to be ready again while the Emil waits in the corner and the enemy team can't find the cap circle in time. Well, I guess if that's not an incentive to play better, I don't know what is. Well then, now that the players in that game have released my Miel and my crew specifically as a hostage, let's see if we can do a little bit better. But yeah, definitely learned something about that map on Redshire with that corner. It's definitely not a safe scouting location. All right, so the RNG gods are punishing me by giving me yet another tier 10 matchup to enjoy after we have a bit of a brutal round. This map, it's a tricky one. Part of me wants to try and go for a spotting build here. And the other part of me wants to try and go for the damagey build. I think I'm going to have to go for the damagey build. This map's really tough for a Bourrasque, or a Miel in this case. And that is because there's just no real opportunities to isolate and to assassinate, or no opportunities for long-range engagement. When you look at all of the engagement paths, they're all like 200 meters, and so my camo rating really doesn't matter. And this vehicle, it doesn't have the turret armor, so apart from making those kind of like 1-2 ambush shots, where it gets to play as a support tank, that's where things can be really tricky. Nevertheless, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into the traditional light tank starting area, see if we can try and get some shots, maybe at the ELC if they try to push down, or possibly even just get some spots for the team. This position, it usually gets blind-fired quite a lot, so you've got to be careful with that. So just be a little bit afraid of going into this position, especially after tanks have been spotted. But oh my lord, look at that gun handling. Why am I so greedy? Why did I sit there? Luckily, I managed to get away with it and get that second shot in. Again, this gun handling build, oh, it is delicious for most of the maps. But you know what? Even my spotting build couldn't didn't allow me to survive on that previous battle on Redshire. Alright, so there's just a huge glut of enemy vehicles right towards the center of this map. So now I've just got to try and decide, am I able to try and get some support fire here? The K91 has just rushed across, so that's going to give me some cover. So maybe what that means, that I can actually use this tiny little shrub here. Maybe to try and get some shots in across the side. If the enemy team decide to push here, I should be okay for those opportunity shots. And since Wargaming put that big rock in there, you don't really have to worry about getting absolutely dumped from the bridge nearly so much like you previously did. So part of me is thinking that I could slinky down here and try to spot here for these players. But if the enemy team overwhelm the western flank, which it looks like they are going to, then that's not going to work out. Accordingly, do I have to go down and then go up? Possibly. This position, it's not 100% the easiest slope to get down in World of Tanks, but I should be okay. Looks like that guy actually made it down here safely. Let's see. A little bit of an experiment. I guess this way should be the safest. Sometimes going down sideways is better, but now that like there's no flipping, you don't really have to worry too much about that. And luckily, we did actually get down with no damage received. Beautiful. Okay, so I'm thinking the north push has to happen, because the west is, they're done. They're done. So unless I go back and try to defend the base, but why would I go back and try to defend the base right now when I can try and play like with the support push play here? I'm going to switch to a gold mag here. I don't think the Peugeot 54 will spot me right now. He's going to spot me in a second with the proxy spot. He's already fired, so my intra-clip reload should be able to tag him twice here. I put 2 shots through his tracks, but it failed to be able to get to take them off the second time because of the durability device that he's using. Okay, so now I got to decide, do I go back to base or do I try and push theirs? I don't know, man. If I pull back and that 60 TP is still high on health, it isn't going to matter. It isn't going to matter. All right, let's switch out to a regular mag here. And I guess I got to go in after the CDA with the ELC. It looks like the ELC is a one-shot. Will the CDA also be a one-shot? Look at him trying to get back. Big moment here. Oh, he's made a goof. Oh, wow. But second shell? That's where the Bourrasque is. RNG proof. Am I really going to cap here? I feel like I have to. Do I have to cap, or can I make it back in time to try and get the interrupt off? I should just cap, really. Oh, well, I'm a little bit greedy. I think... Oh, I probably should be capping right now if that Basante and that Leopard enter the cap circle. Oh, this could be a disaster. But maybe I could make it back. Oh, wow, there's a Leopard there? That's not... Whoa, that gun handling! That should not have happened. Not in a million years. You know what? I think actually holding off this Leopard was probably the correct play right now, as long as the 252U and the E100 stay in the cap circle. But they're not. The E100's going up on the hill, and the defender's just completely ignored the cap and gone straight through. Oh, there's a Basante coming up over there. This Leopard's pretty high on health right now. That Basante's fired. The 252U's just been dealt with. I should be able to kill this Leopard in 2 shots as long as I don't low roll. Oh, thank God, a Justice fire. The Basante's coming across, and the E100 has just not bothered with the hill, so it looks like we're actually going to get capped. Unless the HWK manages to get the interrupt, which he could do still. Though Gonkavitz has managed to get back. Is this Basante going to aim for me? Doesn't look like he is, and I should be able to kill him in 2 shots here. Unless I low roll everything, but I actually high rolled the second shot. There's a 60 TP there. The Gonkavitz is going to come in from the side. I guess I have to try and avoid the Gonkavitz and the Lerva and try and get up behind the 60 TP, who now has spotted me. Oh, there's a blooming Skoda as well. He misses the first shot, but rams me to death. But it looks like the HWK actually managed to get the interrupt off, and so possibly by holding and stopping the Leopard... Oh, buddy, please just hide. Please just hide, my friend. Please just hide. So you know what? I don't think it was the worst play by me to actually go and hold them off. Because if I didn't, it's most likely that those vehicles would have just continued to drive towards us. And then I probably would have got interrupted and died anyway. But you know what? The Defender and the E100 could have been, shall we say, the guards there in that scenario. Whereas I expected that I'd get forwards and they would be the ones who would cap. All in all, whatever, Trevor. It's an okay game. 3,500 damage and 3 kills. It's not a disaster in the Miel. I'm number 1 on damage. I'm number 1 on experience. I'm all in all happy with the round. Okay, these games have been very fast. I don't even have all the field mods on this tank. How crazy is that? Okay, well, now I do. I've just been sitting here just getting all of those boosts into this vehicle. Okay, so now I'll have the camo for the accelerator, for the vision system, which will be great. Okay, you know what? The games have been pretty fast, although, you know what? They actually haven't been fast. It's just, I haven't been playing very much. I feel like I've just been sitting here watching for those gigantic games where I was held hostage. Okay, so now we've got the spotting. I'm going to use the spotting build here. And now my vision system should be working well. Not a bad game there for the Bourrasque, but I'm hungry. I feel like it's the pressure for these playing live videos, but not only just the pressure of playing the live videos when I'm playing like these epic tanks. While it worked out really well for me in the T-34-85M, it's not working out so well for me today in the Bourrasque. But maybe I just got high expectations for this tank, right? Okay, so we're going to go for the spotting build once again. I'm going to make my way over towards... Here's a good initial spot, but I'll tell you the way... I'll tell you the way that these positions actually work out. This is not close enough usually to spot through with a vision system. Whereas what I like to do is going over here, that means that you spot all of the vehicles that go up in these bushes a lot easier. But you've got to be careful with the ELC even 90. The ELC even 90 could catch me with vision here, and then that would be an absolute disaster. Remember, while I'm moving, my camo rating is significantly worse than when I'm stationary in a light tank. Sorry, this isn't a light tank, in a medium tank. In a light tank, you've got the same when you're moving and when you're stationary. But in a medium tank, when you're stationary, you've got way better camo than when you're moving. So take that into account. So I'm wondering if spotting here is going to be enough, or if I should try and actually shoot these vehicles as well. I haven't quite positioned myself in a good position to get the gun depression right now, but I feel like if I move, I could get spotted by the ELC even 90 because my camo rating, and he was there, he probably would have spotted me. Okay, I think what I'm going to do is just look for opportunities on these light tanks. Now the ELC has moved, I should be able to readjust my position. There's the Nemesis trying to get some shots in through the side. We'll get a little bit of vision on him. So this position should be fine to be able to get an opportunity of a quick double tap. I'm just thinking what other kind of threats there are. There's probably like a Leopard maybe in a position. I want to try and get this ELC even 90, and the LHMTV has gone forwards into a position where he'll do some proxy spotting now. So I should be able to just chill. Darn, I had the shot on the ELC even 90 there, but I didn't pull the trigger. Probably should have. ELC even 90s. They are dastardly. Luckily in that previous game, our double tap on the ELC even 90 was nice. Okay, and also, you know what? When you're going against a tank that's a one-shot for the Borasq, the fact that you do have that second shell, which allows you to fire the first one in a very chancy fashion, is great. Again, maybe I should have gone for that LHMTV. I'm just thinking that maybe I can get the ELC a little bit earlier. If I move, I wonder if I'll get spotted by the ELC. He's over there now. I'm going to take a chance. Oh, a swing and a miss in the 1390. I get spotted there for the first time, which is a little bit of an annoyance. All right, I think what I'll do is I'll swing across over here to where the 122 TO. No, I'm not. Not with a char over there. I might actually be able to snake my way along these bushes and be able to go after the char in the side. That's a possibility in this position. I wouldn't do this in any tanks apart from the ones that have, like, the best camo. And this one literally has the best camo, pretty much, of the mediums. So, let's see if I can snake over here and try and get some shots into the side of this char's turret. I wonder if that Nemesis will ding me if I do this. I did get spotted. The Borasq got me from the back. If that was the big gun, that would have been a disaster. But we've got to try and get some shots in against this char. Alright, the ELC gets a good shot in the T-103. I think I should have just gone for like one shot there against the char and not tried to even look for the second shot. And considering I got hit by a Borasq, I'm not sure I'm really going to be able to go after this guy. That HMTV there, that was a bad shot. There was no chance that was ever going to hit, and I'm just getting spotted for no reason. I think this Bourrasque has me all kinds of stressed today. I feel like a little bit jumpy. Sometimes this tank, it's best to just relax and just let it happen. Alright, should we try and go after this char? It's char and char. We found out where the Borasq is right now, and the 1390's actually found me. Hit him once. Borasq is going to go and try and go for me now. No, he's actually using the 128mm. We hit him, and now we've created a little bit of space. So what this means now is that we should be able to get forwards without getting spotted. Should be able to spot all of these little goblins at the back of the map. Is that ELC going to see me? He is. I'm ammo-racked. No! I've only got 24 seconds to get the next one, though, so I should be okay. But good vision there by the ELC. Also means that I just can't spot all the people at the back. This is risky now, driving up while you're ammo-racked. Don't want to get caught, but also want to try and catch these lights right now. Oh, I hit him, but it didn't damage him. Oh! Okay, so we're just going to heal up our ammo rack and get ready. This game's still fairly close. We're up by a few frags and a few thousand damage, but it's still a close one, especially when they've still got a lot of hit points on their high tier tanks. Is that Foch going to spot me in the side? Did catch a glimpse at the ELC. The ELC doesn't catch me, though. Try and get this Nemesis in the side. Go for the ELC. I'd rather kill the ELC than kill the Nemesis right now. I put the ELC down to a one-shot and the LHMTB finishes. Sorry, the LT432 finishes him off. And this is what's beautiful about the Bourrasque, is that 20-second reload. You go off, and then you come back and your sixth sense is fully cooled down. But not only that, your opponents don't really think about you anymore. And so that means that because they're not thinking about you in that position again... Did I not get spotted there? I think it's because Tenet on the enemy team was playing the Nemesis. Wasn't able to rewind time to be able to heal their commander there. Looks like they did have a medkit cooldown, although they didn't react to it quick enough. That is a Foch 155. That is a terrifying tank. But I am a very sneaky vehicle. There's one shot. Is there another opportunity for a shot? No. And this is where this thing is just a predator, right? I'm able to just dictate when the engagements happen. And when you can dictate when the engagements happen, then, oh yeah, it works out. It's so scary, this vehicle, to think that I'm playing a tier 10 matchup right now, and I feel like I'm the one who's hunting. Although, going in after a Foch 155, this might be a little bit brave. Oh, the Foch 155 is off. I think that's all there is to say. I'm hoping this 121B doesn't go for me here. It's got a dead gunner now. It's got dead tracks now. Hopefully Pat and the tank will help me out. And then maybe I can go for a little bit of the 277 at the end of the game. I'm going to be a little bit greedy and drive towards the 277 here. Ah, it was stupid. I thought Pat and the tank would help me. What is he doing? Why doesn't he just shoot the 121? Oh, I'm going to die here now, boys and girls. And this 277's too smart. Ay, ay, ay. Okay, I thought that Pat and the tank would shoot the 121, and I thought I could get a greedy mag in against the 277. In the end, my high thought process didn't really consider that Pat and the tanks are usually terrible in World of Tanks. Bless them. Okay, well, you know what? 4,300 combined, roughly. It's not a great game for this vehicle. But it's not bad, considering the matchup. So all in all, the Bourrasque / the Emil. It wasn't a terrible session in this vehicle, but I never felt like I truly made it to that snowball at the end of the game where the Bourrasque can just end up being so scary. And it looks like I'm going to have to wait for another day to get the ace tanker. One thing I'd like to highlight is that maybe I'm being a little bit harsh on myself. I mean, I finished second on damage and number 1 on experience in another tier 10 game. So maybe I just have ludicrously high expectations. We did win 80% of our games, and we did average 3,400 combined. So you know, when I'm beating myself up, when in theory we're actually undefeated, when you think that our loss was actually a draw. But I just know, considering how utterly amazing this vehicle is, that it's capable of some ridiculous moments. Nevertheless, ladies and gents, boys and girls, that's it for today. Really hope you enjoyed this 5-game helping in the Bourrasque, or in this case, it's reskin the Miel. If you did, give the video a thumbs up. If you hated it, give it a thumbs down. And let me know in the comments down below, what is your favorite tier 8 medium in the game and why? And as always, thank you so much for watching. You've been epic, and hopefully I'll see you soon.